Hey love, and welcome back to my channel. I am Pauline, your virtual lock educator. And yes, today we are talking about this trend, Ozempic and GLP-1 and all this other stuff. So if you've been wondering about it, tune in. Lately, I've been hearing a lot of people, and I'm seeing clients come in who are either on Ozempic or some type of weight loss medication, right? And so, and their question is, will this affect my hair? Or sometimes they're not even asking, but I'm seeing changes. And then I start asking questions, and we find out, okay, you're on some type of medication to help support your weight loss. And I know some people who are considering these options, but their concern is, does Ozempic or any other form of it does it cause hair loss? People are wondering, people want to know. And some are already taking it and seeing the changes in their hair now. So let's talk about it. Let's get into this. So, the first thing I want you to understand is that hair loss is almost never caused by just like one thing. I've already shared that hair loss is multifactorial, okay? Sometimes hair loss is just a bunch of little reasons. And then sometimes you make one change and now you're seeing the dramatic shedding and so forth. But hair loss is not usually just one cause. There are other factors that are playing a role. So that's why I said, hair loss is multi-factorial, okay? And let me just say, I am no expert when it comes to weight loss and GLP-1 and all. I'm not an expert, but as someone who is studying trichology and working closely with clients experiencing hair loss, one of the biggest mistake I see is people looking for like one cause. What is this one cause that is causing me to causing my hair to shed, causing me to lose hair, or causing the hair to thin? Sometimes you're thinking, oh, maybe it's a shampoo, maybe it's that vitamin, maybe it's the medication, maybe it's a diagnosis. When in reality, hair loss, like I said, is multifactorial. Meaning it could be several things that are happening at the same time, as I've already shared. So I'm going to try and explain what is actually happening if you are on some type of GLP-1 medication. And why some people are experiencing shedding and what you should be checking before you even assume that the medication is entirely to blame if you think that's your situation. Now, before I go deeper, this is a quick disclaimer. This video is educational purposes only, okay? This is a video just focusing on education only. So please do not stop any prescribed medication without speaking to your healthcare provider. I am not here to discourage anyone to get on it or to get off of it. I'm just here to tell you about hair and how certain things affect the hair. My goal today is to simply help you better understand your body, which is important, and your hair, and understand how your body and hair works together, okay? Your hair is just the messenger. It's just the last thing that's telling you what's going on in your body, okay? One of the biggest mindset shift I teach is that hair is rarely the problem. Hair is often just a messenger, and it is a signal. It is a signal letting you know what is going on. One thing to understand is that hair is not essential for survival, right? So when your body is going through changes, things are happening, your heart, brain, liver, kidney, all of that, they take priority. So whenever your body senses any type of stress, baby, it is prioritizing the organs that keeps you alive. And unfortunately, your hair does not keep you alive, so it's not going to prioritize your hair. And because your hair doesn't get prioritized when your body's going through some changes, the hair gets pushed down further and further down the priority list, right? And that's why I always tell people it is deeper than hair. Don't just look at the hair, look at the body. The hair is just giving you the information. Okay, so now you know that the hair is just a messenger, right? So let's talk about GLP-1 medications. Now, like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it, but GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Monjaro, whatever that's out there in the market, right? Those medications pretty much just help regulate blood sugar because most of these medications are what people with diabetes take. And it also these medications reduce your appetite, so it's going to make you less hungry. So because you're less hungry, you naturally eat less. And when you're eating less, people lose weight, and sometimes people lose weight very quickly, and that is where things become interesting from a hair perspective, because anytime you're losing weight quickly, or you making some type of change, your hair is going to respond. So even if you're not on some type of GLP-1 medication, if you are doing switching diet, you know, and you're not getting enough of the right nutrients that's going to help support your hair. So if you do a drastic diet change, or let's say you go and do bypass the weight loss surgery, that's a drastic change. So anytime you're doing a drastic weight loss, your body goes into shock, and it affects your hair. So the medication itself, if you're on it, may not be the primary cause, may not be like directly damaging your hair follicle or causing your hair to shed, but the state that is putting your body in, if it's putting your body in a deficiency, then you're gonna start noticing the shedding and so forth, and the breakage and so forth. Now, although the medication may not be the sole reason of your hair loss, but the medication, it is causing making changes in your body, and the changes happening inside of your body may cause, the perfect environment for shedding. So your hair starts to shed with that rapid weight loss, and any major like physical stress can push your hair into what we call telogen effluvium, right? Normally, about 80 to 90% of your hair are actively growing. And after a significant stress, it can push more of those active growing hairs into that telogen phase, which is where your hair falls out. So many hairs will shift into that resting phase at the same time because your body is triggered. Okay. So once that happened, then 2 or 3 months later, you suddenly notice handfuls of hair if you have loose natural hair, or if you have locks, you notice that the locks is starting to, thin out in the at the base a little bit at the root. And so many people think that, oh, okay, the medication just caused my hair to fall out, when actually the shedding is often delayed from the stress the body experienced earlier, right? So yes, some medications will cause your hair to fall out because the medication is stressing your body. So the stress is really what is causing it, but the medication is triggering that stress, right? The second reason could be is protein. Hair is made primarily of protein. If you're eating dramatically less than what you're used to, then your body is going to take note. So if your protein intake decreased a lot, your body becomes very efficient. So now, instead of your body making the proteins being used to make hair, child, they're gonna shift that somewhere else. It is your body's going to use that protein to keep other organs functioning. And again, hair isn't the priority. So now, because your hair is protein and it needs it, that your body's like, oh nope, we got to redirect this protein over here to these organs because they need it the most. Another reason you're going to see their hair loss is that you become nutrient deficiency. You become nutrient deficient. This is where I get really excited, because this is something people can actually investigate. Hair follicles require nutrients to function properly. So Hair, when the hair isn't functioning properly, the hair may grow slow, shedding may occur. So you have to pay attention to, is my nutrient level low or high? You got to pay attention to that. Like I said, hair loss is multifactorial. So this is why I don't like when people just focus on one thing, or it's the shampoo, or it's this medication, or it's that. Understand what you're taking, but also know your body. So when the changes in the hair comes up, instead of just, hey, oh my God, we're just going to take it a step at a time, I start asking questions like, how quickly did the weight come off? How much protein are you consuming? Are you drinking enough water? Because a lot of us, including myself, we have poor habit of just not drinking enough water. Have your nutrient levels been checked? Did you check those out? Is there already a family history of hair loss? How are your hormones? How is your thyroid? How's your stress, level? Is your body stressed? I ask these questions because a lot of times it depends on what you have going on in your body that's going to dictate how well your hair perform when you hop on a new medication. So if you already in perimenopause and your hair is shedding, and then you hop on this weight loss medication, baby, now you tag teaming the hair loss, right? If you are if you in perimenopause, you already don't get enough nutrients and you're not taking your vitamins, and then you go and take GLP-1, yeah, you're doing a bit much. You're doing a bit much. So you have to know your body. You have to know what's going on so you can be able to investigate. Investigating your body is going to truly help you. So when I'm working with my clients, my go-to is always when they're like, if they're considering starting GLP-1 medication or they're already on it and they're experiencing shedding, my go-to is, did you do your blood work? Go do some blood work. Go get that done, because we don't want to just be guessing. We want to know what we're truly working with. So my conversation is always leading to get the blood work done, go get it done so that we can truly understand the markers. Once we see the numbers, some markers, that I like to discuss with my clients is the ferritin. You got to check your ferritin, your iron, vitamin D, zinc, vitamin B12, folate, copper, thyroid markers, including TSH, T3 and T4, because a lot of times y'all just do the thyroid, but y'all don't check the T3, T4. The T3, T4 is going to be very telling, because if one or more of these markers are low, then rapid weight loss could make an existing problem more noticeable if you're hopping on a new medication. So I always say, don't assume, assess, okay? Go get it checked. So I hope this was helpful. If there's one thing I want you to walk away with, is that know that hair loss is multifactorial. GLP-1 medications may contribute to shedding in some people, but it may not. It all depends. You have to know your markers. You have to know your body. So before you panic about the medication, before you stop or start the medication, and before you go spend money on products, if you're on a medication and your hair is shedding, before you go spend a whole bunch of money on products, start by understanding what's happening on the inside, okay? Check what's going on in the inside of your body, and you will get a better understanding how to move and treat your hair. Your hair deserves that level of investigation, and I encourage you to do that even if you're not on any type of medication. Do that internal investigation. Your hair will thank you for it, and your body will thank you for it the most. All right, I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment and we can continue the conversation there. Have a good one. Bye.